Tic-Tackers, today we're going to talk about one of the most famous superheroes in history. If we tell you that he's related to spiders, you will all know who we're talking about. Of course, Spider-Man. We know his story from beginning to end, but it seems that not everything is as we have been told. You know that sometimes production companies hide information so that it doesn't affect sales or brand reputation. And it is said that with Spider-Man, they sweetened the story that its creators had devised to make it more commercial. As you all know, Spider-Man is a superhero name used by Peter Benjamin Parker. According to what has been conveyed in the different installments of the saga, his parents were Richard Parker and Mary Fitzpatrick, two S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Their condition of spies would have been the trigger for Red Skull to sabotage the plane in which they were traveling to assassinate them. Thus, Peter Parker was orphaned and had to move to live with his uncle Benjamin Parker and his aunt May Reilly. There, he grew up in a very loving environment where he discovered his love for science. He was very good in class, and it was precisely in a science lab classroom where he became Spider-Man. A spider they were using for an experiment escaped and ended up biting him. That caused him to inherit part of his powers and become the superhero we all know. That is his official origin, but there is another version of events. According to what we have been able to read, Peter's parents were not as good as it was said. In the original version created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, the superhero's parents were part of Albert Malik's organization. They tried to betray him in order to wash his image, and that would be the real reason why they would end up killing them. For years, Peter Parker would have witnessed how his parents intimidated their enemies, tortured them, or killed them. That's why when that spider bites him, he has no interest in doing good. If you remember, in his beginnings, Spider-Man gets into wrestling to earn money with his new skills. During that stage, he destroys multiple opponents without caring that they are playing at a clear disadvantage. What's more, he enjoys blood, and if it weren't for the fact that it's a regulated competition, he would finish them all off with minimal effort. At that time, he was a man full of anger and hatred. Hatred towards his parents and himself. And to make it worse, in the matches organized, they stop inviting him. For the sponsors, it is no longer funny that he crushes his rivals without moving more than a finger. This causes him to run out of money. So he plans something terrible. He is going to fake a robbery. Yes, you're relating well. Fans of the saga will remember that the official version says that Peter Parker doesn't stop a robber who is grabbing the money from the safe and then learns that he's his uncle's killer. Well, the alternate version tells us that in reality, he was the robber himself. He was so desperate for money that he robbed his own family. But his uncle found out, and Spider-Man couldn't contain his rage and ended up killing him. With his uncle's still warm body lying on the living room carpet, he hates himself again. He curses his own actions and regrets what he has done. His uncle had taken care of him since his parents were gone, had given him everything he had, and he had killed him. At that moment, he decides that he will never ever do anything wrong and that he will see to it that peace is maintained. That is why he becomes the persecutor of the bad guys. And from there, you know the story, Tic-Tackers. As you can see, the origin differs a lot from the one we all know. Which one do you think is right? Did you imagine that a Spider-Man could do something like this? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!